Shalom friends, welcome to Daf Reactions Yevamot 106. This Daf has so much going on. Like at one point, Abai gets really jealous of Rav Papa's parents and kills them with his eyes. And yet for me, that's only the second most interesting thing that happens in the Daf today. Instead, let us turn to the issue of rejecting men who don't want to be rejected. Men can struggle so with this concept. Exhibit A. So this annoying guy, let's call him Greg. He shows up to Rabbi Chia bar Abba dragging along his Yevamot, who I shall call Sarah. She doesn't want to be there. She shouldn't have to be there. But Greg wants Rabbi Chia to convince Sarah to marry Greg anyway. So we're in court, right? And Rabbi Chia says to Sarah, "Oh, you have to rise, this is our case." And Sarah says, "Actually, no, I am doing an act of civil disobedience. I'm protesting the fact that I even have to consider marrying him." Rabbi Chia says, "I'm pretty sure I know the answer to this, but I have to do my due diligence and ask anyway. You do not want to be with him, correct?" And Sarah says, "Fuck no, I don't." That was understood by Rabbi Chia. And yet Rabbi Chia knew that a guy like Greg doesn't just decide to quit his bullshit that easily. So Rabbi Chia scams him. He's like, "Greg, you know what's a great idea? Here's what you do. Get her to take your shoe off. Then you'll be married." Greg is indeed a regular Am Haaretz, and he falls for that shit. Rabbi Chia then goes, "Well, guess what? That was part of the chalitza ceremony. She doesn't have to marry you. She's never going to marry you. So now let's complete the whole chalitza ceremony so she can go marry somebody else who is not you." This stuff felt particularly timely for me because of a recent news story, you may have followed it, about a young woman, a 17-year-old girl, who was murdered by a coworker because she had rejected his romantic advances. Romantic. He could not handle being turned down. So he killed her. So many men assume that they are owed things from a woman and feel that they have a right to harass, attack us, or make our lives a living hell if we express that we're just not that into them. I love Sarah's absolute scorn for Greg in this daf, and actually scorn for the process that meant he dragged her there in the first place. And I do love how Rabbi Chia supports her. But we shouldn't have to lie to men to get them to stop being assholes. Neither by having to say, "Sorry, I have a boyfriend," even if we're single, so a man will leave us alone because we belong to another man. Nor by having a different, ethical man trick them into doing chalitza on our behalf. And people wonder why I too want the ability to destroy things with just a glance. It's the patriarchy.